Hello there, and welcome to LMC Racing Night. I'll try my best not to cough in your ears too much. So tonight we're at Le Mans in 1967 track, I believe. And we're just in practice at the moment, so we've got a little while to go. We've got 20 minutes to go to qualifying, and then it's a 2-hour race through the night for the racers, so 2 hours for us, but the light will cover a 24-hour period. So I think it's going to be a good one. We got some of the usual racers in here tonight, like we're with Paul Field at the moment. And we've got Roy back. We haven't seen him for a little while, but Roy's back. Darren Banks, Jake, Mark. Yeah, we've got some good ones tonight. I did a couple of laps earlier in the Porsche. The fastest I got was 4:11, so these guys like 3:59 is unbelievable. It's just so fast. But this is the A group. There is a group B for those not as fast as these guys, myself included. Okay, not sure why this has come up, but yeah. To make sure I'm in the pits. dog had a bit of a spin there. Probably gone back to the pits now. Just less than 10 minutes now till qualies. I think in this race there is one pit stop mandatory. Not getting any times up at the moment. Another Paul and Darren battle. So we got one time up there. Nice Jake and his 3:57. Great time. Oh, Darren, did you got the time up? I think he did. But I missed it. Oh, there it is, 3:58. He's up the top there. But not showing on the... Oh, because we've only got a certain number of numbers down the bottom. It says 1, 3, 4. Of course it does. Just under 6 minutes left till qualies. Let's follow Roy for a bit. Roy's known for putting in some good times. So let's see how he does on the Mulsanne straight. I hate that little bit there. Chuck the anchor out. Good. Danny's got a 4:09. Well done, Danny. We'll just stay with Roy, see what time he gets. I don't think we've got Perry tonight. I know he's not been very well, but I do think he's on the mend. But if he's had this virus that I've had as well, then I can understand why he might not be doing it. Managed to stay on. Well, he's tempting to go flat out back there. Don't know if he's going to get a time, is he? This is his out lap. Maybe he must have come off or something then. Let's have a look at some of the others. Danny 4:09. So we've got Duke, got 4:08. Here he is. It's a long track to not get any track limits on, because we'll see that in the qualifying. Oh dear. Okay. Away again. Paul got a good time there. I think he's on a 3:59. We've got 2 minutes to go. Dobby got 4:07. Good time. Just stay with Andy for a bit. Let's see what else is going on. Let's have a quick look, see how Mark's getting on. And that's the end of practice. Someone's come off there. That was Darren. So we've not seen a time. Oh, yes we have. Andy and Mark might get a time in. Stay with Mark, see. This is outlap, isn't it? Nice one, 3:59, Mark. Well done. Yeah, just throw it in there. Let's see, Andy. Whee. So some good times in the top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Didn't see what happened there. So stay with us. I'm going to see if I can get this to work properly, which it's not doing too bad at the moment. Touch wood. Okay, so we're going up to the 15 minutes quali. Not going to give them that many laps. Race? What's going on? Gone straight into the race. And I cannot get out of this, so I need to do that. I'm not sure why it put me where it did, and now we've got a countdown. So can I get off the track? Where am I? No. Well, let's hope this is working. Let's see, I'm in the pit. I'm not sure. It looks like the race has started, to be honest. Oh. We'll go with it. So we've got Ryan first, Jake second, Paul Field, Darren Banks. There we go. Then I think we've got Mark, Andy, Stobby, Duke and Danny. I hope they've all got their fuel set up, because they might have been all ready to do the quali, so soon find out. Andy close behind Mark there. Let's have a look at Andy. Oh, we've got Paul. Let's have a look at Andy. There's Andy. Right on Mark's tail. I think Duke just took over 7th there as well. Stobby, what's happened to Stobby? Oh, he's hit that. Okay, so back to Andy. And Paul's just taken Jake, so let's see here. Oh, that's pretty close. Anything could happen here. Jake kept that nice and tight. This is actually quite a slow corner, this one. They took it really well, Will. Okay. So how's Mark doing? Got Darren up ahead of him there. And Andy right behind Mark, actually. Oh, this looks close. Jake and Darren. We'll just stay in Darren's cockpit for a minute. Jake is sandwiched between Darren and Paul Field. Close. Oh, we got a bit too close then. Manages to hold on to it. Well done. Let's see what's going on up there with Jake just behind Paul. Danny's just overtaken Andy. I think Andy's gone into the pit. I don't know what's happened there. Maybe tactics. I don't know. Oh, we've got 3 in the pit now. Stobby, Duke and Andy in the pits. Give Danny a chance to get some time, but I don't know if we missed something. I'm going to put it on auto cam for a bit. Oh, nice overhead view of Jake there. Looks like Duke is out of the pits. And he's still there. I'm not sure what's happened. And Darren's just overtaken Jake, but looks like Jake's gonna... No! So close. Let's have a look there. Jake here. Got his 3rd position back. Has he left himself enough braking time here? I think he has. Well done. Darren right up behind him. Andy's just, I think, come out the pits, yeah. Don't know what happened there, Andy. We'll find out at the end of the race. Maybe. Was that Darren just getting his place back there? Jake chased him around. Darren giving it some there. Here's Roy leading the pack. 4 seconds ahead of Paul Field. And Andy in the pits again. Oh, Andy. Doesn't look like... Don't know what's going on there, mate. Okay. Oh. Maybe Andy's having some serious work done. So we've still got Roy out in front, and Paul, Darren, Jake and Mark behind, and Danny's in 6th. Roy's just got the fastest lap, 3:57. Paul got 3:59. Oh, very close. Andy's still in the pit there. What? Don't know what's happened. Let's just have a little ride with Danny, see how he's getting on. Here he is. Doing well. Let's see what else is going on. There's Jake, who's in 4th at the moment. Looks like Andy might be out. Let's have a look. Yep, Andy's back out again. Excellent. He's going to have to do the mandatory pit stop though. That won't count. Danger of that is you just might end up putting fuel in each time and then you just got so much fuel on board, slowing you down. So I'm not sure that gap between Roy and Paul is closing any. Maybe a little. Darren right on the tail of Paul Field there. So 15 minutes gone of this race. We have Roy, then Paul, then Darren, then Jake, Mark, Danny, Duke, Stobby and Andy in 9th place. I think Andy might be able to pull something back here. He's a good racer, Andy. So it must have happened. I think we're going to see a lot of this though. A lot of Paul and Darren. Good job, they're friends. Jake at the back there, throwing it around. And Roy, 3:57. Some seriously fast laps there. I think I'm not going to touch that if it's working. Leave it alone. Oh, Andy's in the pits again. I'm going to try and listen in on the chat here. Oh, Paul and Darren seem to have swapped places. Yep. I think that's going to happen for a bit. Well, I'm going to try and find out what's happening with Andy. Not sure what happened there either. No news on Andy. I can't hear anything going on there. What have I missed? Missed Darren and Paul. Little battle going on. These three. It's a long time. It's an hour and 40 minutes to go. Paul's hunting down Darren. Just lifts his foot off the gas a bit to deal with that. Jake, however, just seems to come through. Let's see what effect that's had on Andy. Where's Andy? Oh. Oh, he's did okay. Don't forget, they might not be familiar with this track. Or the car, come to think of it. So there's Darren enjoying his second place, but right looking at his mirror there, you can see Paul and Jake behind. Danny Shaw got a 4:08 personal best. Well done, Danny. In 6th place at the moment. Stobby also got a PB. Well done. What's going on here? It's changing all the time. Darren's still in the second. Oh, Paul is so close. It's unbelievable. Let's just stay here for a sec. These gold colours. Set out of a James Bond film. Andy's in pits again. Andy, what's happening? Did Darren not take that well? What happened? Oh no. They allowed Jake to get through as well. Darren slipped back down to 4th. Although he's got that bit of extra acceleration. He's got to come across. Yeah, there he goes. Right, this will be fun. So, things as they stand now. Roy out in first. You got Paul, Darren, and Jake who are having a nice little battle there. Let's see how Mark's getting on. Such a long track, you can get into a position where you don't see anybody for a long time. Starting to lose a bit of light now, so it won't be long before it's dark. It taste comes off a little bit. Yep. Nice. Okay. Oh, just clipped it there. Got Darren behind him, who's waiting for him to make any slight mistake, and he's done it. Oh, I don't know what happened there. I'm not sure if Paul saw Jake, but it's all gone a bit. I think Paul's just pulled over to let Jake through there. So that now makes Paul in 4th place. I'm not sure what happened. I think may not have seen Jake on the inside. We need some instant replay, don't we? And a nice little box in the corner. Paul was still going to chase him down though. And Mark's not too far. I just saw him there. Let's give a Mark a bit of a closed gap now after that incident. So if we go with Mark's car, we can see them just going over the top there. And this is where Paul can overtake, or at least we thought. Maybe Jake's doing a bit of late braking to try and keep hold of that. Let's see what happened. Jake managed to hold on to that. But Paul is still very close behind. And there comes Mark. Let's see how... in a sec, hang on. That might have been Darren's dust there. Yep. Paul is very close behind, and Darren not too far away either. How's Danny doing? How you doing there, Danny? Getting a bit dusk now. Oh, what happened there? Was that Paul? Yeah. Still going. Went up the bank a bit. Brother Mark just waiting for Paul to do that again, I think. So we've got just over an hour and a half left of this race. I'm not sure what happened there. I know that Mark's now taken fourth. Something happened. It was me talking about it, wasn't it? Now has Paul done some damage, because it looks like he's struggling a little bit there. Yeah, it looks like he's struggling a bit to turn right. So we might be seeing him in the pit soon, or he might be holding on until the mandatory pit time starts and get in and do it all at the same time. We'll see what happens. But Mark, oh, Danny's got a PB of 4:07. Good time, Danny. And Mark's taken fourth. Let's see how he is doing. I think that's Jake just up ahead. The Mulsanne kink, of course. I hate it. There's Duke in 7th place. Driving in the dark now, we are. Oh, what's happening here? Jake has taken Darren. Right, let's sit with Darren for a bit. Might be, I'm not sure. Darren might be able to take him on the straights. We'll see. Just stay here a sec. I'm not sure if there was an error there by Darren that caused that, or just Jake been exceptionally good. I think Andy just got a personal best I saw there, 4 minutes, and so that's good, Andy. Just want to stay here for a sec and see if Darren can put the pressure on. Darren might just have to sit behind for a bit. Let's see what's happening with Andy. We're well and truly driving in the dark now. I missed that. Missed it. But Darren has got him. Oh, Paul's in the pits. Yeah, definitely something happened to him there. Doesn't look like he could wait till the mandatory pit opening time either. Right, so lots of lights to look at in a minute. Paul Field in the pit. Mark takes fourth at the moment. Jake third, Darren second, and Roy is in the lead. Probably having a very lonely race. Let's have a look. I hope you've got some music to listen to, Roy. So Paul is out of the pits. And Danny is just ahead of Paul. So Danny's now in 5th. Paul's in 6th. Don't know if I can change it while just to see how many pit stops and things. I know it's in there somewhere. Okay, so Andy's had 5 stops. Stobby 1, Duke 1, and Paul 1. Oops. Might come in handy a bit later, if it works. Right, so we've got Duke there. Who's behind Duke? Andy. So where's 8th? Where's Stobby? Okay. Here comes Andy. Darren still holding 2nd, Jake 3rd, Mark 4th, Danny 5th, and Paul behind him. So I think what I'm seeing here with Andy is Andy has probably been lapped maybe once or twice the amount of times that he was in the pits. That would be understandable. So there's Paul in 6th. We'll claw some seconds back to find Danny. But Danny's having a good race as well. Just have a quick look of what's going on with Jake and Darren now that we don't have much light. Jake, has he got any lights on? He has, but maybe one? I don't know. Maybe he needs some brighter lights. How's Darren driving in the dark? He seems to have it a bit brighter. It looks very tricky though. And Roy, how's Roy doing in the dark? It seems a bit, could do with some brighter lights. You can see your countdown no better. Mark's doing in 4th. Oh, it must be really lonely out there in the dark. Oh, what's happened? Paul's overtaken Danny. There we go. Danny just up the bank slightly. Bit dark for Danny there. So Paul now in the hunt to chase down his brother Mark. Don't know what's happened with some of these tactics for the pit stop. Is anyone going to go without a tyre change? Who knows? Don't think they will. It's a long race to go on one set of tyres, isn't it? I reckon Paul's probably had a change of tyres when he was having something else done, I think. And probably Andy. So they might go for fuel only. Here's Roy. I wonder what he's listening to up there on his own. Bit of 80s rock, maybe. Bit of Bonnie Tyler, I reckon he's listening to. Holding out for a hero. Just, yeah, let's sit with Jake for a minute and see how he's doing with his... That's just like a candle. Now let's have a look at Darren. He's a bit brighter, isn't it? A bit creepy though. I just want to keep an eye on this time between Jake and Mark here. And between Mark and Paul. Oh, Danny's gone into pit. See if we can get an idea of what he's having done. Show you, does it? I reckon he's having the lot done. Okay, let's go. Here's Andy. Andy? Can you see anything, Andy? There we go, it's better for you. Why? Oh, is he about to lap someone? He's right behind Duke. I'm watching you, Duke. Okay, so this gap between Jake and Mark, that's 10 seconds. Roy gets a personal best, I believe. Oh, Danny's off. Oh, Danny. Yeah, so this gap between Jake and Mark is about 10 seconds at the moment. Darren comes into pit. Oh, Danny's off. Duke has overtaken Danny. Managed to... Oh, where is he? Not sure. Oh, okay, so Mark has gone third because Darren is pitting. Is Paul going to get past there? I don't think he will. And I think Paul still needs to pit anyway. I'm not sure, so I've not seen anything come up about the pit window, so everyone just needs to pit anyway. Darren's out the pits. Mark's in third at the moment. I know Mark does like to try and keep on his tyres as long as he can. Paul has got no lights there, has he? Not very many. So there's Mark in third spot. He is still 10 seconds away from Jake, so that's good. Or less. Obviously it's going to change. Very difficult in this light. Mark handling that well. Let's have a look at some of the pit stops. Poor Andy's had 6. Stobby stopped twice, so the people that haven't stopped be Roy, Jake and Mark. Oh, we don't want it on that, do we? So Roy. Jake and Mark. Now, because we've not had anything pop up about pits open. I wonder if Paul Field's pitting earlier and some of Andy's mean that they don't have to pit again. We'll see. And Mark's gone into the pits now. I think he may be having tyres. Can he get out before Darren? This could be a good strategy here by Mark to pit at this stage. There goes Darren. Damn it. Mark was just, so close. So that does mean that Mark still catch up with Darren. They both had one stop, so we've got Roy and Jake still to stop. There's Danny. Andy's behind him, but I think Andy, with those 6 pit stops, I think he's still got a lap or 2 to make up. So as you see, Mark 15 seconds behind Darren Banks now. It's not impossible to claw that back. They're both pitted. Not sure Danny can see much, apart from Andy's lights in his mirror. Right. Oh, he's doing his pit stop. This is where Jake... Let's just keep it there for a minute. This is where Jake will be able to take the first place. At the moment. See what happens. Watching that left hand side. There we go, Archduke. Just did a 410 as well. Oh, Jake's gone in as well. Jake's gone in. I thought he might want to... Maybe he couldn't. Maybe he had no more fuel left. So... what's that going to change? Not sure. Maybe nothing. Long pit stop by Jake, must be having everything. Andy doing his absolute best to try and claw back some of this time that he missed out on. I don't know what happened there for him. Those 6 pit stops, might find out at the end of the race when Johnny interviews them. So we've got an hour and 7 minutes left. Darren has just overtaken Jake, who was in the pits. But Jake is now out of the pits. And he's roughly 10 seconds behind Darren now. And let's have a look at Mark. I believe he's not that far behind Jake. Here we are, in with Mark. And Paul isn't that far behind because you can see him in his mirror there. Bet they're all just waiting for that sun to come up. Danny is now in 7th. He was having a good race. He's now 46 seconds behind Duke. I don't know if Duke has pitted. He has. So yeah, Danny's got some work to do. Right, so we're with Paul, and he's about 2.2 seconds behind his brother, who is about 6 seconds nearly behind Jake. So when the sun comes up, we'll see what happens. Oh, Danny having a bit of a skid there. Manages to keep it on. Well done. Okay, Paul's got his brother Mark in his sights there. Duke's coming in for a pit. Give Danny a chance. Give Danny a chance to claw a place back. Danny was nearly 50 seconds. Is he going to make it? Let's keep an eye on Duke in there and see if Danny is Andy. There's Danny. He's taken 6th place. Oh, Andy not liking the dark. And Duke's out of the pits. Into 7th. And about 30 seconds behind Danny. Paul is very close behind Mark. And Darren's still in 2nd place. With Jake 13 seconds behind him in 3rd. Keep an eye on the brothers here. Let's get on board with Paul. stay here for a bit. Unless something else happens. Don't know if anyone is taking it easy because of the dark. I don't know. This is... Stay with us because this might get very interesting in a second. As we come up to the Mulsanne corner, they both took it well. And Paul is clawing back a little bit each time. We've got Jake in third, 13 seconds behind Darren. I think everyone has had a pit stop. Yep, everyone has stopped. That doesn't mean they won't stop again if they need to. What's going on here? I think that was Paul and Mark overtaking Duke. So Paul's overtaken Mark. Didn't see that. Didn't see what happened there. I was talking with to Andy. Is he alright? So Mark is now 1.5 seconds behind Paul. I wouldn't imagine... Well, there might be another pit stop. Even if it's just fuel. Yeah, the lap times are definitely slower at night. Oh, understandably. And I think Darren Banks has joined the Lonely Persons Club. Let's have a look. There he is. Wonder what's on his radio. All by myself? Yeah, you need some music on there. Paul is increasing that gap at the moment. Lead over Mark. It's now nearly 3 seconds. But you never know, Mark might have a lot of fuel on. Still tactics at play here. Nice view, but a bit dark. Roy storming out in front with Darren 55 seconds behind. What's happening here? Oh yes, it's that view again. So here we have Jake third. And then you can see Paul and Mark behind. Stobby coming in for a pit. He's in 8th, so I doubt that Andy will overtake because of Andy's 6 pit stops or whatever it is. But he's still going. Trooper. Absolute trooper. So, I don't know what happened there with Paul and Mark. I know that Mark is now ahead of Paul. So, if Paul came off, I don't know. But Mark is 3.5 seconds in front of Paul, which is not a lot. And oh, it does look like Andy has overtaken Stobby. Wow. Darren does a 4-minute lap there. Danny does a 4:15. All good in this dark, to be honest. Pretty good times. Stobby's still in the pit. So Roy increasing the gap between him and Darren. So a little over 58 seconds. Nearly a minute. Jake 13 seconds behind Darren. And Mark 11 behind Jake. So I'm sure the auto cam is going to pick up this gap between Mark and Paul. I think it's the shortest gap between any two racers at the moment. Mark seems to be clawing back a bit of time there. Lessening that gap between him and Jake. Stobby still in the pit. I don't know what's going on there. Can we see? Oh, hope everything's alright. So here's Andy. He's done well actually to get into 8th after his 6 pit stops. So Paul field is 4.5 seconds behind Mark at this time. And Mark is doing well to get back up there. I don't think anyone's going to touch Roy though. He's got his music on. He's in the zone. I think Danny just needs to keep... Oh, commentator's mouth. I was about to say Danny just needs to keep it cool and go steady, because Duke is only 34 seconds behind. Danny is in the pits. Ah, that means that Duke is going to go past. Here we have Mark. Yes. Yeah. 3:59 lap in the dark. Very good. That gap between Mark and Paul's increasing, if anything, 7.5 seconds behind his brother Mark. We've got 3 in the pit now. We've got Danny, Andy and Stobby. I'm not sure what's going on. Stobby's been in there forever. I don't know if he's retired. Andy, well, poor Andy. It's about pit number 7, I think. Danny's out. Let's have a look. Yep, Danny's out. 30 seconds at this time behind Duke. But we've still got just under 50 minutes left, so anything can happen. So Mark did have a 10-second lead. It seems to have increased a bit, so I don't know what's happened there. And Andy's out of the pits. Let's have a little check on the number of pit stops. That was Andy's 7th. Yeah, so we might see another one from the top 5. They might need to. Well, we'll keep an eye. Gap has gone up to a minute between Roy first and second, Roy and Darren. This night seems to be in for the duration now. Doesn't seem to be getting any lighter at all. I would say that Stobby is probably out of the race at the moment. What's happened to Danny? Is he... Oh. I think he must have come off there. Back on he goes. I bet they're all praying for the daylight. Paul is increasing that gap a little bit. It was 6 seconds not so long ago. Andy, did he come off then? Maybe. Andy's looks like he's only got his right light working. Or maybe a little bit on the left. Mark's in a 4-4. Paul a 4-1. 4-0-1. So yeah, Paul is clawing back a little bit at a time. Very much an endurance race. With some older men driving. I mean, do they need a pit stop in real life? Maybe. If you know what I mean. Sponsored by Pampers. Oh, Stubby's back. Well, let's have a look. Let's have a look at Stubby. Oh yeah, his lights need adjusting. So there's Paul Field. Still around about the 5-second mark behind his brother in 4th place. Jake is 9 seconds behind Darren Banks, and Darren is over a minute behind Roy. Mark did have this gap between him and Jake down to about 10 seconds earlier. I wonder if he can get that back. As his car becomes a bit lighter, maybe. Paul does have a good setting for his lights there. They're quite a wide beam and quite bright. Unlike some of the others we've seen. In fact, I think it might be starting to get a bit lighter. Here's Danny. Looks like Danny's got a lonely ride as well. I need to get a soundboard with some lonely driving music on it that I can play for a couple of seconds. What I haven't been paying attention to really is the gap between Jake and Darren. Jake is only like 8.5 seconds behind Darren. Need to keep an eye on that. I mean, we have got just over 42 minutes we've got left. And we are getting some light. The sun is rising. People are starting to be able to see again. Wolfield just clipped it there. Shouldn't have any effect. Darren slowing down for the Mulsanne corner. That's squeaking. Jake. Let's have a little look at Roy. Roy the machine. Just going like a rocket. See what time he gets coming over here. .357. Wow. And there's Duke. He's having a good race. In 6th place behind Paul. And ahead of Danny. Is that Mark ahead of Paul there? So a lot of dust come up. Looks like Mark up ahead. But that gap is... well, it's changing quite a lot. I'm sure Mark knows where he is, his brother. So look at this gap again, 9 seconds between Darren and Jake. It's going to really be a 3:59 lap from Jake there. Really is going to be a race for 2nd and 3rd, I think, with the machine Roy not faltering one iota. Whoa, Mark is Mark pitting? Yep, Mark's pitting. And Paul's pitting. Oh. Hang on a second, let's keep an eye on the pits. That's Mark. So we're moving Mark because he pulled in front. Who's going to get away first? Depends who's having what done. I'm guessing... no, not even going to guess. I have no idea. That'd be a lie. But is anybody going to pass them? I don't think they can. Well, I suppose it depends what's going on. Mark is out. Oof. So Mark holds on to that 4th. Paul is still in the pits. Keeping an eye on that. And Paul is out. So there must have been some tactics there. Maybe a bit less fuel for Mark, I don't know. And Danny gets a personal best. Well done, Danny. 4:06, nice one. And Andy, 4 minutes. Well done, Andy. So it looks like Jake's closing that gap somewhat between himself and Darren. And the gap between Paul and Mark at the moment is around about 11 seconds. And Roy just keeps increasing that lead, 1 minute 12. So Darren there just needs to squeeze past Stobby. Well done, Stobby. Okay. About 8 seconds gap between Jake and Darren. There's Duke. Sixth place for Duke, that's good. Is that someone coming in? Is that Darren coming into the pits? Ooh. Right, so Jake is gonna take him here. There he goes. And a 3:58 lap as well. Mark made it. Let's just stay here, see what happens. Could be quite a long pit, I don't know. But this is going to be, I imagine, to take them through to the end. There's only 34 minutes left. I think maybe Mark and Paul have got theirs in for the end of the race. So, whatever Darren does here, that gap between himself and Mark and Paul reduces out. He's out. So Jake now has second place. Whether or not Jake will stop again, we don't know. Stobby just behind Jake. One being in second, one being in ninth. Danny and Andy, yeah. This is a good little battle. Let's get on board with Andy. Andy's just taken Danny there. Just see him in his mirror. It's a bit tricky, that one, I have to admit, because you've been coming down straight so fast. Okay, let's just pop in with Danny. See, yeah, he's not far. And he's done very well with all those pit stops to get into 7th. Danny just clipping the bank a little bit. Okay. So we have Mark, who is only 23 seconds behind Darren. And Paul is 12 seconds behind Mark. So I'm feeling these guys are in it to the end now. But, you know, There may be another couple of pit stops there. So quick look at the pit stops, I think. Oh, what's that? Roy having a crafty pit stop. Okay. So pit stops. Roy's had 3. Jake has only had 1 stop, so I think Jake may have to stop again. We'll see. We will see. Oh, Duke mowing the grass a bit. Is he going to make it around there? He does. He's managed to hold on to it. Here's Danny. Chased down that Andy that took his place. Oh. Oof. Well, Duke came a cropper there, which might give Andy. Oh, Duke's going to the pits as well. I don't know if he went into the abyss, which can sometimes happen. And the only way out is to go into the pits, or even come out and start again. But I imagine that Andy is going to take that 6th place any minute. There we go, Andy. And past the pits. Oh, that was Duke then, I think. Oh, good time as well. 3:59 by Andy. And a good time by Danny. So so it looks like Duke has got a lap on Andy here. Anyway, there we go. So it says that Danny's in 7th and Duke is in 8th. I'm sure it will sort itself out in a minute. So, question is, will Jake pit or will he not? 28 minutes to go. These positions aren't matching up. So we got Roy, Jake. That says Paul Fielding in 3rd. don't think anything's... I don't think anything's matching up right now. Yeah, Jake's still on the one pit stop. Okay. Let's just go to intervals. There we go. This is interesting. Didn't realise they were so close. What happened here? Ah, Roy's pit stop, wasn't it? Wow, this could get interesting. Jake is breathing down his neck here. Roy's been out on his own for so long. Roy probably quite happy to have someone behind him after all that time. Danny Shaw is in the pits. I'm sure this will be his last. So that's Jake, so that's Roy up there. Increase those few seconds very quickly. Both excellent drivers though, Roy and Jake, as they all are, to be honest with you. Gone quiet. Jake's coming in. Oh, Jake. So, does that mean... Well, let's just keep it on. Jake in there for a sec. If he's in there for longer than a minute, then Darren's going to take second. But I don't think he'll be in there for a minute, because he's only got 20 minutes to go, so... But the tyres do take a long time in these pit stops. Here he goes. He's out. He's going out. That wasn't... Ah, I think Danny... has retired from the race. Darren Bank does a 4-minute lap. And Jake is out again. But Darren is only 8 seconds behind Jake now. Sorry to see Danny out there. So in the race for 4th at the moment, Paul is 12 and a half seconds behind Mark. And watch this gap between Darren and Jake, see what happens there. Because Jake has just had maybe fresh tyres. Well done, Andy. So keep an eye on this gap here. .409 for Duke, well done. Stobby's still going. Well done, mate. Get on. After Jake's tyre change. Oh, who was that who just went in behind? Darren Banks. Oh, Darren. Yeah. That gap will increase now. So with coming up to 19 minutes left, if nobody's going to pit anymore, then we might be looking at how it's going to finish. I think Mark, he's not actually, he's 26 seconds behind Darren. If Darren makes any more mistakes like that, then he'll give Mark the opportunity. All still going. 13 seconds between him and Mark. Stubby did a 4:06. Well done, mate. I think Mark must be driving consistently well to keep that gap between him and his brother at bay. Let's just sit with Mark for a bit, have a look. Jake does a 4:52 lap. Darren does a 4:07. Mark handling that well there. They're 26 seconds behind Darren. We've got a message on the stream. Yeah, we're doing fine, thanks. Neutralis. Yep. All doing well. We're coming to the end of this 2-hour race. Thanks for watching. Okay, so Paul got a 4:02 in there. keep an eye on that time between Paul and Mark. Mark in 4th, Paul in 5th, 14.5 seconds at the moment. As I say, we've got 16 minutes to go. Paul just clipping the bank. I don't know if anybody's going to get any more pit stops in there. I've been asked if I only commentating or sometimes do you drive on stream. I don't drive on stream because I drive in VR and I think that'd be really tricky. So we do have a B group. I usually drive on that but don't stream, and then the A group is a bit later and that's the one I stream for them because I'm not as good as these guys. Okay, so there's no great changes in that top 5 at the moment. As I said, Andy's done so well with 7 pit stops to get into 6th. I think they're going to see the race out without it turning to night time again. I'm just going to sit in with Roy again for a minute to see how the machine is doing. Here's Roy the machine. 1 minute 6 in front of his nearest rival, which is Jake. So yeah, VR streams are feasible. I do that in Euro Truck. I do stream with my VR on. It is feasible. I think it would be a bit tricky in a racing game, but yeah, not impossible. You're right. You are right. Okay, so that was Roy. Darren's just put in a 4-minute lap there. Darren is 18 seconds behind Jake, so yeah, he could do a nice lap there. 3:59 Mark, well done. Four-minute lap for Andy. I imagine these laps won't be as fast soon as the tyres wear out. So if anybody is interested in joining the LMC racing group, then you can message me and I'll put you in contact with Perry, who runs it. We have 2 groups at the moment. The A group, the Group A, which is these guys, and they tend to be a little bit faster than those in the Group B. But you know, it's all good fun. Group B is for like beginners and, you know, intermediates really. You can try either, but it is good fun, and they do chat on Discord, so you do get to speak to the guys. Just going to have a quick look at pit stops again. So Andy with 7 stops, ended up in 6th, did him so well. Roy's had 3 stops. I don't know if any of the others in 2nd, 3rd or 4th, so Jake, Darren, Mark or Paul will stop again. I don't think Jake will, he stopped not so long ago, so maybe Darren, Mark or Paul. We'll keep an eye. Paul unable to decrease or increase his gap between him and his brother. It's creeping up to 20 seconds at the moment. I'm going to need a big drink after this, chatting away for 2 hours. Chase for 3:58 lap. I wasn't expecting that at this stage. Well done, Jake. And these drivers have done really well. You know, to go for 2 hours like this, it's a really, really hard thing to do, to be honest. We've had sunshine and we've had the night time as well, and they've done an amazing job. 3:58 by Mark. Wow. And less fuel in those cars now, I suppose. No wonder that gap's increasing for Mark, putting in times like that at this stage. Paul gets a 4:03. So it looks like Andy won't be getting any further up because he's 2 laps behind. That'll be those 7 pit stops that he's had to deal with, which I still don't know why that was, but we'll find out in the interviews at the end of the race in about 8 minutes. As if the racers stay behind for the interviews. 4:06 PB by Duke, well done. They might be so tired by the end of the race they might just want to bugger off. Or nip to the toilet. Jake, steady race now. A minute and 5 behind Roy. So unless something happens with Roy, I don't think he's going to need another pit stop, Roy. I think he's had a few already. Then I think that Jake will take a comfortable second. I don't think we're going to see any more surprises at this stage. Saying that in the hope that something does happen. Just gonna have a look at Andy, see how he's doing. He's had a really good race. Stobby did a PB 404. Well done, Stobby. Now here we are with Andy. Don't like that view, thanks very much. There we go. Takes that well. That's a tricky corner, that one. I don't know who that is up ahead of him. It won't be Paul because he's 2 laps behind Paul. I love watching the different ways people take this, or these corners up here. Just come off the gas, yeah. Turn in. Oh, not like that though, Andy. Oh, you kept hold of that well. Well done, mate. I'll take the camera off you. Who's that up ahead there? Stobby? Stabber Jake? Getting the blue-purple flag. Still some good laps coming in. Some good times. The Mulsanne corner. Oh. That's one way, Jake. Oh, I think that's his dad. I think that was Duke. Or maybe not. Anyway. Doesn't affect Jake. Still in second place. Probably about 1 lap left, I'd imagine. That's Stobby. Stobby's behind Jake. This corner here has to be quite slow. Takes it really well. Looks like Darren's going to come away with 3rd. Good race by him. Let's have a look at Darren. Here he is. Nice and smooth. Mark, if he can keep it together there, so I'm sure he will, come away in 4th. It's a good race for him. And his brother Paul in 5th. But a good endurance race. These guys have done really well today. Oh. Don't scare me like that this stage, Jake. Oh my god. Mark's putting a 3:58. Wow. So he's got one lap to go, I imagine. Here comes Roy, who's in the lead. And Paul just did a 4:02. And Andy's in the pit. Oh no, Andy. No. That's your 8th pit stop, Andy. Hurry up. Otherwise you're going to lose that 6th place. Yeah, he's out. He's out. Well done. I'm just going to give away that 6th place after how hard you worked. Oh, Duke. Came off there. Oh. Tried to get away too quick. Jake. Did Jake come off? No. Don't think so. Okay, so Roy is on his last lap. So we'll see what happens here. Jake 1:09 behind Roy. And Darren. Well done, Roy. Good race. Amazing. So now we've got Jake. We'll take 2nd. Here we are with Jake. Still got a little while to go. Roy was insane. Insanely fast and insanely in front. Don't worry, Jake. Take your time now. As Jake comes home. Well done, mate. Great 2nd place. Well done. So Darren. There's Stobby. Darren Banks, here we go. Coming up to take 3rd. Well done, Darren. That means Mark will get a 4th and Paul 5th. Okay, I'm just going to listen into the driver's chat and be back in a sec. So here we come. Paul gets 5th. Okay. So Johnny should be interviewing everybody in a minute. So they're just chatting away at the moment, waiting for Johnny to interview them. See if we can drop in any second.
You took off, man. I mean, once you got that first pace spot, I mean, you just opened the gap and no one could catch you. Jake at one point was close, but he had a pit. So I mean, that's the only pressure you had during the whole race. Other than that, I saw you taking some corners like you were on a Sunday drive, man. Tell me about it.
Yeah, well, to be honest, well, first off, I have to thank the team, of course, because they provided me with a perfect car for this track. Power was good as usual. Brakes well, they were a bit iffy. Pit crew slow as usual. Nothing you can do about that. Maybe hire some younger guys, not 90-ish guys, but okay, fair enough. It's their
There you
team,
go.
not mine. No, for the start, actually, the start went better than I expected because I know that Porsche just takes off like a little rocket ship.
You did.
For some reason, yeah, once I shifted into third gear, I slightly pulled away from him, and I didn't expect that. So, yeah, from then on, it was fairly easy. Had a few brown moments during the race because of lack of concentration, I guess. Yeah, other than that, well, and then suddenly at one point there was a tree on the road. I don't know what the tree was doing there. No idea where it came from. Suddenly hit the middle of my car. I was like, what the
Well, I'll tell
hell?
you what, I was monitoring some radio communication between Jake and his dad, and Plan Z was implemented toward the end of the race there, and all of a sudden, Mr. Webster was sideways on the track right in front of you there. I mean, I don't know, just letting you know. I mean, you might want to have the race stewards look at that, but Plan Z didn't work. Okay, I just want you to know that, man. But yeah, good job for you. Congratulations again on your win, stunning victory, man. Just a hands down beat down, man. But well done, good job.
Yeah, thank you. Well, it's actually it's down to it's not sheer speed. It's basically consistency that wins the race, especially
That's
on
it.
races like these.
Yeah, keep it out of the wall and you keep it in victory lane. There you go. Jake the Snake came in P2. I tell you what, man, you had that little car, man. I thought that thing was gonna blow up, man. That thing was just vibrating down the track, man. I was screaming, dude. Just couldn't catch up to him, man. I mean, you were at one point close, but I mean, just not close enough. I mean, you could see it. Right? I was like right there. I was like, oh, he might have a chance. I mean, but then you had to pit. Tell me about that. What happened there?
Yeah, so I think I just noticed that the Porsche was quick off the line, but down the straight it just was not equal to anything else. So I was kind of on the back foot to start with, but I just kind of kept being as consistent as I can and just hoping on other people making mistakes just so I could keep higher up. And I did just that. I think Roy had a little mistake, so I caught up with him, but I still had a pit to go. So yeah, I was kind of happy with my place in the end. But yeah, no, the little Porsche wasn't as quick down the straight as I wanted it to be. But hey ho, it was still a really good race.
You have to take so much fuel because when you pitted, I mean, I was watching you monitoring your pit stop. I mean, you were like for an eternity in there, man. I mean, you were just driving away. I said maybe he'll come out quick, maybe a splash and go. No,
Yeah, so I think it used pretty much the same. I think they all use pretty much the same amount of fuel. over the same kind of literage per lap. So I was hoping I could kind of claw some back in doing a one stop, but I was about 5 minutes short of the first stop, and then the second stop obviously was even more. So it kind of ruined my strategy a bit there. So I had to change it on the fly.
I was wondering, yeah, because it seemed like you were taking a long time, and I said, man, he had to have timed this wrong or something has happened here because you just, I mean, you were so close, and I know you guys are a lot, planning on strategies and who can do what, and what pit, how much gas, but I mean, I couldn't read the strategy, but I mean, I knew that something was wrong, but wow, okay, well, I mean, you gave it a valiant effort, and I mean, you're down to what, P4 or P5 at one point?
Yeah,
I mean,
I fell right back. I think P4, and then just had to sit back for a little while.
Well, you had to battle through Paul Field and Darren Banks. I mean, and getting through them, that was took a minute or two, and then the rest was just. I think that kind of held you back as well from catching Roy, because I mean, trying to get through them. Of course, they were trying to hold their position, but yeah, I mean,
I honestly think Darren and Paul were just quicker. I think like as soon as they got on the straight bits, which there's so many on this track, they were just flying, and I couldn't do nothing about it. So I just let them by. I could only catch up with them in the kind of last small section of the track, but then they were just gone again. So I think with full fuel load, the car just wasn't as competitive as all the others.
Yeah, well, I mean, you gave it a shot, man. That little Porsche was singing down the road, man. I mean, like nobody.
She was loving it. She was loving it.
Yeah, man, she was moving fast, but but there you go, man. Good job, anyway. Let's talk to Darren. Darren, man, talk to me, Darren. P3, man, what's up?
Yeah, it was a great race. Yeah,
It was all right.
Me, Paul, and Jake were having a really good battle at the beginning. Like Jake said, the Porsche was a bit slower, but he was quicker through the corners, so it was making us. We were doing similar lap times, I think, at the start of the race.
Very close.
Anyway.
All y'all were you're right there, like within tenths of each other, man. I mean, yeah.
And
So it's kind of hard to pass somebody when y'all are doing the same speed, I mean, so.
The Jake and Paul had it coming together, which gave me a bit of a gap. But I couldn't. I was on a different strategy. I could only make the tyres last 10 laps, so I had to do 2 long stops. Whereas like Jake could, he did like a short. I guess you short fueled it in the last stop, Jake, did you?
I put about 20 minutes worth of fuel in 60 litres, I think.
Yeah, so that's where I lost out to you on the last pit stop.
I don't understand. How do they only last 10 laps? I mean, was it your setup or what happened there?
Oh, it's just the car, I think. Just the rear tyres after 10 laps were completely gone.
So you're really working that. I mean, I seen you working that car pretty hard. You were driving the wheels off that thing, man.
There's lots of sideways.
When Paul got behind you there, he was trying to do something, but he couldn't get around you. And he fell back a little bit more. So, yeah, man, good job though, man. I mean, you held him off best you could, and P3. There you go.
Yeah, it's good fun.
All right. P4 belongs to Mark, but I know he's not here. But I tell you what, man, what a job from Mark Field, man. I mean, he batted off his brother Paul. Paul, what's up, man? His brother just beat the Dave. Woo! Come on now, let's cheer him on, man. Yeah, tell me about that race, man. When you felt back, dude. I mean, like you were you were on fire, and then you had some kind of trouble, and then you fell back, and then you couldn't get it right, and then just tell me about your race, man.
I got some damage, so I had to pit early.
I knew it.
And the steering wheel was like all the way around just to get around the straight. So I got it back to the pits, fixed the damage, but I'd lost about 20 seconds. And I had to put extra fuel in, which takes a lot longer. So you lose about 5 seconds for putting the extra fuel in. But I managed to do 14 laps on the tyres, but they were pretty shot.
Wow.
So then, when I came in the pits, I'd caught up a bit really, but I was pushing really hard to try and get further up, and then I made a mistake. Got a bit more damage, and that was it really. I didn't have any speed down the straight.
Well, I was looking at your speedometer, your tack, and like at one point when you had the damage, you couldn't even hit the red line. I mean, you were like full out, and you were going as fast as you possibly could. Then you hit it, and then you came out, and then it fixed. I mean, but by then it was too late. The damage was already done, and they were too far ahead of you. But I was watching your speed. I said, he's got engine problems. He's got some issues here, but you weren't hitting max speed, and I think that's what held you back there for sure. But your brother, on the other hand, he had his car. He stayed on the wall for the most part. He didn't. He had a couple of offs, but nothing crazy. But he was shining like a rock star. His tack was on. He was smooth shifting. When you put the pressure on him, he didn't never look back. He just outdrove you, man. And then what happened at what point? He moved over and let you pass, or did he make a mistake?
No, he moved over. He moved over. I think he probably knew I was going to crash.
That's what I said, Mark. You know, it's one thing you can count on is Paul's probably going to crash. But yeah,
Yeah.
wow. But still, I mean, great job, great sportsman. Your brother is. I mean, he really, he really showed some sportsmanship there, man. And yeah, I mean, he
Yeah.
gave you a shot. You can't say he didn't give you no shot, man. Yeah, he gave you.
Yeah. Well, I think you
But good job.
probably also knew that my strategy was out of the window at that point
Yeah.
anyway. So
Yeah.
I was going to
Well, I
lose
mean,
out.
you weren't gonna. He was gonna catch P3, but I mean, he wanted to hold on to that P4 spot. So a good point stay for him
Yeah.
anyway. And you too, I guess. You know, but yeah, I guess that kind of hurts losing to your brother. But well, it is what it is. But
Can't do
yeah,
anything about it.
congratulations again. What's that? What's that?
Can't do anything about it.
Yeah. That's too late now. Yeah, too late now. He's probably laughing. Yeah. So yeah, that's cool. When the phone after we get off, he's gonna call you. What happened? You know. So that's all good. There you go. Let's talk to the next guy in line here. That would be the Duke, right? The Duke. Am I right on that one? The Duke.
Yeah, the Duke.
Fancy didn't work, Duke. I saw you trying to chop off Roy Kopp, man. I saw that.
No, I didn't. No, I was looking out. I'd made a bad mistake at the start, and I locked up like everyone else. I think at the end of Moose on straight. And who did I take out? Was that Stobby?
Oh, who was that you hit on the first day? Oh, Stubby. Oh my God, you
Stobby.
drilled him.
Yeah, apologise for that, Stobby.
Oh my
That's all right.
God, man. I mean, dude was like,
Yeah, I
grand
just
after
locked
that.
up. I was just a passenger. Yeah,
I
but yeah, I
was on
spent
board.
a lot of time in the pits. You know, I got to know the guys in the pits. There's Alan and there's Peter who make the tea. Everyone in the pits because no, I think I had about four attempts in the pits. I'd wishbones damaged twice. I think I put up with about 10 laps with it. And then I had an accident hitting a barrier, and that flung me up in the air. And then I was in the pits again, so which was quite handy. But I'm way off the pace.
This track is tough, ain't it? I mean, this track is tough.
Yeah, it is.
And
Yeah,
then-
wrong
and that
car, like
nighttime
Jake
is
said. The
crazy.
car wasn't quick enough.
Yeah. Well, you know, you did what you did, man. And
Yeah. I kept on it. Yeah, kept on.
There you go. Now, Stubby, man, I'll tell you what a hit, dude. I mean, he hit you so hard, it's like you went into the weeds, man. You came out and you were like,
Yeah,
dang.
I did.
I was like, does he know which
I
way the track
literally-
is? I didn't even know which way the track was. Which way does it go the wrong way?
Yeah, like I tried to rejoin the track and the car was completely wrecked, so I just had to go back
I
and
saw that.
do a reset. So and then so that was that, and then I sort of plodded around, and then I went in the pits and I had that glitch where I stopped to reset my strategy and it wouldn't go forward again. So I had to restart the. I don't know what that's called. It's causing that. It's really weird.
No, neither.
So I was just running around on my own. So, but it was all right. It was all right. It's all good experience.
You know, when I was watching you race, you were fast. When some of the guys were passing you or trying to pass you, I mean, you had some speed there. Or at one point, when you were coming down on No Name Straight, you went on the berm and you went up and you like turned sideways right in front of Jake, like like his dad did to Roy, but you did that to Jake. And he had to stop, I think, all the way stop. And I was like, that's it. You know, he lost his momentum there. But, you know, yeah, he almost got you there, man. But other than that, I mean, you're pretty fast, man. I mean, your car had speed. But again,
I'm still learning. I'll get a little bit better. But obviously, when there's a lot of damage, you can't really do a lot about it. And then that glitch really bugged me up. So I'm going to have to find out what the hell's causing that. That's twice it's happened.
Don't feel bad because that was none of your fault. I mean, it had nothing to do with that. That you would have had a better race had you not been collected, but that wasn't your fault. I mean, you still had a lot of pace, man, and you know, I think you're getting there. You
Thanks
come
very
around.
much.
Absolutely, no. And I was watching you driving it. Like I said, it's improving, man. I mean, I'll tell you if it sucks.
I haven't taken out other people for a few weeks, so they're probably speaking to me now.
There you go. Yeah. That might do it. But, anyway, good job. Congratulations again. At least you hang in there, man. That's a good thing, man.
Oh, thanks very much.
Andy, where are you, Andy? I saw you on your head qualifying, Andy. You're upside down, dude. What happened? You just got thrown out of the car and everything, man.
I didn't get a clean lap in qualifying, unfortunately, and then I decided to go to the loo rather than put a quali lap in before the race started.
That's a good strategy, actually. That's a winner. That's a winning strategy doing that, I think.
Yeah, that was
But
great.
then I
Now, tell me about your last place there, man. You're
I
back
didn't
to the
start, unfortunately, so that buggered me up. And then I tried to follow Mark on the first lap and crashed, so put myself out of contention. So after that, I put my kamikaze bandana on and managed to satisfy myself by getting the fastest second fastest sector 3 after Mark.
Divine Wind Racing. I tell you what, man, you were pretty fast. Your car was fast too. Had you, like you said, been competitive, you might have had a better chance. But you had some flashes of brilliance there, man. You're moving pretty fast. I mean, you could tell that again. Your car's look fast, but I mean, you handicap yourself at the beginning of the race, and it's tough to recover after
That's
that.
why
Man. You
I
have
had
to move it
put
over.
the kamikaze bandana on in order to
That's
go
it.
that little bit
That's it.
faster.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna name your team Divine Wind Racing, man, and I'm gonna kind of make you the some kind of logo or something like that. But yeah, it's still, man, you gave it hell. That's all that matters. At least you finished, and that's what's important. So I guess that's everybody in the room. That is everybody.
I think so.
Wow.
So thank you, Johnny, for those interviews. Always a good laugh. And thanks to you for watching, and well done to Roy and all the racers tonight for just being awesome, really. An endurance race through the dark at Le Mans. Yeah, not an easy task. So have a good week, everybody. If you're interested in joining our groups, just drop us a line and I'll put you in contact and let you know. Take it easy and have a good week. Bye bye.